Of course. Off course, on course. Of course, they should be in denial. So I was just feeling this morning, because I'm a really slow learner, you know. It takes us 10,000 times to get the same aha, the same satori, the same insight, right? Till we finally incorporate it, till it finally downloads all the way into our rectum. We've wrecked ourselves, so we need to fix the rectum, right? Hey, we've got a little top-heavy society here with our mental magic ivory tower, which even affects all our spirituality, you know, except maybe some shamanism, although most shamanism is black magic, in my opinion. Most of it, just like 90% of politicians are, you know, whatever, 90% of car salesmen, 90% of shamans are doing some nefarious shit-ola. It's very seductive. So I was just feeling, what if people weren't in denial? Or if they weren't so judgmental? Oh, what a beautiful world it would be if we just all weren't in judgment of each other and denial and pointing fingers at each other, right? So I've been on a mission for, I don't know how many lifetimes, but certainly this lifetime. Let's wake people up to show them that judgment, judge not lest ye be judged. Hey, there was a guy 2,000 years ago approximately that said that. Judge not lest ye be judged. As you measure, so you will be measured. The law of reflection, right? So I've been like, well, if we can just get people not to project their shit on each other. So therefore we're like, they shouldn't be in denial, right? They shouldn't be judgmental. Which is kind of like the ultimate judgment, right? That they, one finger pointing at them and three pointing back at you, they should be more open. They should be more evolved. They should be more conscious, right? So I've done that a lot. In my weekly session with the masters, enlightened beings. There's many enlightened beings, millions, trillions in my opinion, but there's a few of them that are willing to work with the toxic mess that I am. So I'm amazed. I always ask them, I go, why are you wasting your time with me? Or, you know, it's overwhelming, it's humbling, you know, that we have help, lots of help, plenty of help. Thank you. So one of the things that I've done a lot this lifetime, and they mentioned to me this week, or my own higher self, if you want, or my own awake self, or transcendent self, and they're very clear about that. They'll go, Tobias, we are you, you are us. Even though we take on different forms, we all do, right? That's the oneness thing that seduces us all into becoming cult members of some group in Montana, storing guns in the basement, fighting with a local sheriff. Oh, God dang it, Tobias, you're not supposed to talk like that. So the judgment on that, people are in denial, you know? Whether something is crass or gross, in the sense of gross materiality, as polytics. Ticks, blood-sucking little creatures, polytics, many blood-sucking little creatures, right? What's the opposite of progress? Congress. Yes, many jokes about that. So, where we get divided into judging, projecting, angrily pointing fingers at the other, we're set against each other. A house divided cannot stand. Thank you, Mr. Lincoln. Who for a little wee thought there a while back, I thought maybe Obama was the reincarnation of Lincoln, you know, but turned out he was a deep operative in my opinion, or just controlled as usual. But so be it. This judgment I've had for years, lifetimes, they should be more awake. They shouldn't be judgmental. They shouldn't be in denial, right? So in our awakening process, we start coming out of some of our own denial, And we can easily then see it in others. Mom, you're in total denial of what happened to me as a child. Or partners or brothers or sisters or church members or at the yogi commune or whatever, right? Total denial. And so something happened just this morning, just now. By the way, you can help contribute to me by the, there's a way to contribute, what do they call it? During the live thing here, you can post a comment. If you contribute some money, because we're still in the money system, your comment gets posted on the top, which I appreciate when people do that. So my judgment, I had a glimpse, a satori again, of releasing my judgment on judgment. The ultimate judgment is, you shouldn't be in denial, or you shouldn't be judging, right? Byron has a beautiful process to catch yourself doing those things. Thework.org. My ex-wife was the first one to write a little manual for her 25, 30 years ago, when Byron was getting started with her stuff. Beautiful stuff, really helpful, where you flip it around, the reflection, but you do it as a process so you don't squirm out of it. You kind of catch your own judgments. So I could just feel, of course people who are at whatever limited consciousness, we're all at limited consciousness, unless you can dissolve your body into water or into light and walk on water or whatever, disappear into a pregnant point before the beginning of space-time or thought itself. We're all at limitation. We are all sinners. The Bible says that everyone has fallen short. Or, you know, we're all not in nirvana. We haven't hit oneness yet, of course. But I could just feel it. Of course. When you get a limited consciousness, of course you need denial. You cannot have limited consciousness, i.e. not oneness, if you don't have denial. So you need a knowledge, a division of good and evil. You need denial. If you have no denial, you're all of a sudden one with everything. That was the scariest thing that ever happened to me. One of my first set of ayahuasca ceremonies was the scariest thing ever. When ayahuasca took me into an expanded state. 1,000-foot tall mountains of a line into infinity of Buddhas. And I was expanding, 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 expanding. And I go, fuck, this is terrifying. Because I was being dissolved into oneness. And I told Aya, please, no, 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 I can't take it. I can't put me back in my little, idea of a persona, personality, id entity, an id entity. And she gently hinted at me 11 years ago, this is what it feels like when you push people, Tobias, to come out of their denial sooner than they are ready, or that they want to, or is timely for them. And I still didn't get the lesson, because we're all stubborn and stiff-necked. So I kept going with my pushing for awakening on the planet, Anyway, I just felt such a relief this morning of course they should, it's us, right? They. One finger points at them, 3 point back at us. They should be in denial. Denial is like spiritual morphine. Things you're not ready to handle. I get it. It's a perfect mechanism. Coping mechanisms and denial, I bow down to you. When it's their right time. When it's time to let go of them, they gotta go. Thank you for your service, Mr. and Mrs. Denial, for keeping my psyche together. There's lots of spiritual casualties, people going for the Kundalini too soon. Schizophrenia, or fractured psyches. So thank you. Of course, the mass population on Earth should be in denial in a very judgmental, I'm right, everyone else is wrong. It's the safety mechanism. It's what manages to keep the soul platform foundation together. So when you meet people, They go, oh my God, I can't believe how stuck they are, how unawake. They're not woke, okay? Yeah. That's, first of all, it's their business, it's God's business, the timing of wake up. Anyway, I could just feel such a relief. They shouldn't be so judgmental. Katie's process, thework.org. Is that true? Can you really know that that's true, that they shouldn't be so judgmental? That's none of your fucking business, right? And you don't know their journey. I don't know that. How do I feel when I think that they shouldn't be so judgmental? I feel irritated, scared of the masses with the pitchforks and the torches. I feel hopeless, right? Who or what would I be if I didn't judge everyone as being judgmental? I would notice, I would just be present, I would notice what is as it is without judgment. That's clean. I would be more discerning, learn to discern. I would be more functional. I'd know where to engage and not waste my time trying to throw pearls before swine. That's harsh, Jesus. I didn't say it. Let the dead bury the dead. I didn't say it. You know? So, anyway, it was just a beautiful moment. Another one. I probably need a few hundred more till I get it, right? Of course they should be in denial. You're in denial. I'm in denial. From my point of view, you're going to understand, like, there you go, Tobias, a little dose. Jesus helps out. There you go, a little dose. Can you see a little more? And they're like, but they don't push me. Because if I go past my ability to integrate or hold myself together, it gets really scary. So confronting people with, I'm a truth movement monger. Of course they have to label you nuts, crazy, until they're ready. Well, yeah. Anyway, so love is greater than truth movement. The love movement is greater than the truth movement. Because truth before its time becomes poison, counterproductive. Anyway, feel the feeling. Of course, it's exactly how it should be. Every photon, amplituhedron, is perfectly in its place. Is there a massive struggle coming out of denial right now on Earth and lots of purging? Of course. I want to hold some better space instead of in there fighting about this is wrong, evil. Instead of evil pointing, why are you pointing? Look at the evil. Now, there's we need that. But Spirit's asking me more and more now to learn to hold neutral, non-dual space. And from there, offer space, vibrationally. You know, love trumps truth. Love is greater than truth. So therefore, work on ourselves while helping, like the next step. Sometimes that's with words, sometimes it can't be with words. So, I recommend starting with the inner body, innerbodyawakening.com. I was just doing it for an hour and a half this morning. My whole body just turns into liquid softness, the comforter. It's the one, that's all you need. It's an ancient Shiva technique. Eckhart Tolle talks about it briefly in his book. I made a couple of recordings to help take you into the process. I recommend that, innerbodyawakening.com. And join us on our webcast. We had a good one yesterday. They're always great. I'm amazed. Spirit shows up, of course. Fun, truth-telling, laughter, sharing. I'm not the leader. I'm just the facilitator. Like, you know, what questions do we have to share with each other? Where are we at? Let's share some stories. Sort of like a gathering of equals, the round table, King Arthur's round table, kind of like that. A real satsang where there's no guru. There's a facilitator, maybe. Put me out of a job. Thank you. Much love. So I hope that makes sense. Of course the world should be in denial. Look what we're trying to process at this time. Millions of years of crapola. Pent up karmas for so many cycles that we usually self-destruct, you know. Maldek, Electra, the planet, Mars, ancient civilizations here on Earth, you know. Lemuria, Atlantis, Egypt, Greece, Rome, now us. Are we going to self-destruct again? I don't think we are. I think there's going to be an awakening coming. Not everyone's going to get on the awakening train, get on the soul train. So? That's unrealistic in my opinion. Much love. Join us on the webcast, tobiaslars.com. And somebody asked yesterday for the doggies. I forgot to, here they are. They keep me sane, if you can see them. Hi guys. There they are. All right, blessings and love to all of us on this journey where we're walking each other home. We really are. The purging is not going to stop, but little hints like this, non-judgment is a get-out-of-jail-free card. Forgiveness and non-judgment. That's why most